Hello, my name is Karynn. We have a lot to talk about today. First, I'd like to say, right now, being president is the back burner. But it's not said that I won't run for president. I'm going to run for president. I'm going to contact a few ex-people who are very high level, the democracy leaders. I really would like to be president so that I can orchestrate and bring people together all the time. You just look me up and Google me at Karynn Weinstein, Karynn Weinstein. And you could also go to my website. My website is Karynn Weinstein for president. I am running for president. I'm going to do this. I want to help you, and I want to bring you to the best level of a person you can ever imagine to be. My YouTube channels are Karynn Weinstein and Karynn Weinstein. Great. I want to mention a few things before we get started with my other material, my ideas and thoughts. And it's hand washing. It's hand washing. Yes, hand washing is very important. Okay, but if you're not able to hand wash and all, you get yourself some hand sanitizer. I'll get it. I'll do it. I'll get the name of it. But you could use this at any time. Carry it with you. You use this effectively for germs. Also, if you use a credit card, when you after they use the credit card, spray it down with hand sanitizer with a spray, and then put it away. But this is an option when you have no water and soap. Okay, this is pretty much recommended by the physicians that I've interacted with for many years. And the reason is yes, you want to wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water, yes. Okay? You could also use the hand sanitizer to wash your hands with. And once you finish washing your hands, take the towel. What I'd like you to do is to just dry the hands in place. Not like this. Let it dry like this. Do you see that? You hold like that, upside down, hold, and then the other hand. Okay? Don't rub like this. And the reason why is when we do that over time, frequently, several times a day, it could cause abrasion on your hands because they're nice and soft with the hot, warm water, and when you scrape off some of the skin. And that's not a good thing because it's usually the knuckles, and you don't want to have an abrasion. It could cause a slight little abrasion where the skin is taken away from the hand. And then you develop a little bit of tissue uncomfortableness, and then you could end up with a little bit of an infection, possibly. Okay, so this is what I learned from the doctors. If there's no water or hand soap and all, go ahead and use germicide, Germanex, or Purell. And sometimes you could do this if you really need to do this. Wash your hands. Pat dry your hands, and then again use your hand sanitizer. That's effective. When you come into a place, and when you come home, wash your hands, pat dry your hands, and if you want, you can use hand sanitizer. Okay? When you arrive at a location, wash your hands. When you go to leave, wash your hands. When you come home, wash your hands. And throughout the course of the evening or afternoon, noontime, wash your hands at any time during the day. There's something else I wanted to share with you. No matter what happens in the near future, who knows what it will be like? We'll just keep moving forward. And I look at a kind of way of moving forward is like soldiers in China and Russia, all in step, to do all that. Okay? Make it commanding. Okay? So, I was reading the New York Times the other day, or today actually, and it's about Iran, the U.S. and Iran. Its softening tone, Iran keeps eye on race in U.S. Just beware, people. On November 3rd, when we vote, these other countries, China, Japan, Russia, they're waiting to see who we elect as president to decide what they want to do. When I get in office, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to contact the leader of China. And what I'm going to say to him, let's work together. Let's work together. I understand you have shortage of food. We'll grow some food for you and ship it to you to help feed your people, because you have a lot of people in your country. And we will help the Chinese to feed their people. Okay? That's one of the first things I'm going to do. And then it goes from there. I will be stern with Russia. I will say to Iran, I tell Iran there will be no war. Let's work together on what we need and adjust the sanctions to meet both needs, so that they will comply to the nuclear consequences of a potential war. So in the New York Times, softening tone, Iran keeps eye on race in U.S. So after years of increasing tensions that nearly led to war, Iran has moderated its approach to the West, shifting from a policy of provocation to one of limited cooperation. The change reflects an effort to avoid direct confrontation with the United States that the Iranians fear could benefit President Trump in the November election. And I want to continue that. That's the basic of the story, because President Trump is looking for a fight with Iran when it's completely not necessary if you talk to them and are amiable and meet the needs of them by loosening up the sanctions, and then we could settle back and oversee everything. We're going to make this country the best country it'll ever be when I am the president. So moving on with the Iran and U.S. situation, an advisor to Iran's foreign ministry said that even the powerful Quad Force, the branch of the Revolutionary Guards that runs proxy militias from Iran to Lebanon, had been ordered to act conservatively and remain in a holding pattern until November. And then a man named Brian Hook says, from the State Department, Special Representative for Iran Policy, he says, pressure works. We contained and countered Iran through deterrence and diplomacy. The regime is also broke because of our sanctions. Iran's leaders today face a choice: either negotiate with President Trump or manage economic collapse. That is what our president wants to do. He sees them as less than human beings. They live just like us. They have a home. They have stores. They have restaurants. Just like us. The attacks in the Persian Gulf dropped off. The Americans point out, after Mr. Trump ordered the Navy to sink any Iranian vessels harassing American ships. There's a time when Iranian held our men, sailors, 2 boats, and they showed them that the Iranians said they were in Iranian waters in the Middle East. And they went and approached us and took our men, but they were on their knees and their hands behind their head. No guns were shown on any of them, and they were compliant, and Iran was making a statement. His statement was, I'm not going to hurt your people. Your people, our naval personnel, was held for about one night or so. And they treated our sailors well, because they're showing us they want complacency, they want to interact without violence. So they took the sailors to the building office, and they fed our sailors and made a statement that they were in Iranian waters. They weren't going to harm our sailors. They don't want a war with us. So the Americans point out, after Mr. Trump ordered the Navy to sink any Iranian vessels harassing American ships on Tuesday, the Navy warned boats not to come within 100 meters of an American naval vessel in international waters. At the same time, despite the all or nothing statements, the United States has engaged with Iran indirectly. And that is something I wanted to share with you. What's going on. We're not receiving those messages quite like that. So I spoke openly. Also, one of our ships, vessels, a Russia boat, naval boat, went very close, 20, 30 yards away. No soldiers, no Russian soldiers were on deck. All they had was a man, 2 men, unarmed, sunbathing. This is their way of saying, we don't want war. And they're enlightening us, the people of America, so we can see what our government is doing. Not just to our own people, but also to other countries, such as Iran. We don't want wars. We just want peace. One other thought. November 3rd, on Election Day, it's going to be a major event because it's holding off China, Russia, Iran, Japan from challenging us. It depends on who becomes president that determines whether or not and how they will interact with us. It will not be a good event if President Trump gets reelected. For example, President Trump said to Michigan State that if they, I don't know the specifics, but they said in Michigan they will not give any government assistance to them for any reason, because she wasn't complying to the president's ways that he wants to do. So Michigan, following that statement, some of the floodgates collapsed, and there's a community, a large area, where they're immediately having 9 feet surge. And they said it wouldn't crest until it reached 32 feet. Isn't it a coincidence that Michigan was told we're not going to give you any assistance unless you do what I want you to do? And then the 2 floodgates collapsed, and it caused a lot of damage to the cars, homes, and it can go as high as 32 feet. I see that Michigan is a strong state. With the help of all others, will come back stronger. They'll have better homes, better streets. We will all help Michigan and any other state so that the people in the surrounding area will recover, and they will do a good job, and the recovery will be better than what it was before the flooding took place. Well, that's about all I can say right now. I read here about Iran and our country, and I talked about Michigan. When I talk about Michigan, just think what President Trump will do when he does. If he, hopefully not, I do not want him, or any of us, want him to do bad things to us and to all other countries. So choose the right president. I will never treat those people the way our president treats the people. We will make peace, and our country will lead the way, and we will one day be the leaders where all other countries will follow. And that will take place when I become president. When I become president, I will have very high-level people, professionals in our government, and they will help us, me, you, and everyone, to lead us to a better way of life. How do you want to live in our future? How do you want to live in our future? Think about it, people. What he's doing now can only get worse once he becomes president. So vote for me to lead you into a wonderful way of life. Is it utopia? I strived every day of my life to create planet Earth to become the best country on planet Earth. So I'd like to end it now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. And I say thank you. Blessings to all.